Well, hello and welcome to the channel. So I've been to this location a number of times in the past. I've done a couple of vlogs from here as well, so it may look familiar. But yeah, all I'm going to do today is just take some images, get out in the fresh air and enjoy the day. And where are my manners? I guess I need to explain where I've been. Don't worry, I'll explain through this video. But first I'm going to move on. I've taken a couple of images down there which I'll show now. I'm going to move on deeper into the forest, take the car, and there's a little car park about a mile further up, which is yeah, it's worth driving into there. That sound alone does miracles for the soul. Love it. So I've got a little bit of a walk until the next location. So I'm going to use this opportunity to sort of explain what's been going on. Over the last few months, a few of you, subscribers, people that I know, sorry, a bit of a flooded area, people that I know have been asking, why am I not doing any more videos? Is it something I've quit? Is it something that I can't be bothered with anymore? And I hope today sort of explains what's been going on. And no, I've certainly not quit. And I know it's a reoccurring theme on this channel that I seem to be taking quite a bit of time off and then coming back and then apologising. Yeah, it's something I don't really want to get into the habit of doing. I know it's not any type of mental health issues or anything like that. It's just quite simply, I've been busy with other things and other things have been taken over. I do love the bridges in this forest. They set you up for amazing compositions as they stretch over the river. Right, second location, let's get cracking on. That's the last location. I'm doing a very similar shot. I'm just shooting up the river, but what I'm doing, I'm actually shooting portrait mode, no, landscape mode. Do you know, I never get that. Landscape mode, shooting landscape, and I'm doing a number of panos sort of stretching all the way up the river and then into the trees just in the distance, and yeah, hopefully stitched together they should come out okay. Landscape photographers will always tell you to make your tripod as sturdy as possible and never use that centre pole. However, every now and again, needs must. So the reason why I'm doing a vertical panorama is because I want a really wide shot. Now I could use a 14-24, I could, but I didn't bring it with me. So I've only got the 24-70 on the front of the camera, that's all I've brought today. Now the beauty of that lens is I've got a polarising filter on it, which the 14-24 doesn't have. So I really want to get the waters as dark as possible without any of the light glaring off the water. So with the polarising filter, doing the 4 to 5 shots as a pano, stitch them all together, it gives you a really super high res image, and you also get the polarising filter on there as well. So yeah, it just kind of works. That said, the 14-24 on the front would be a lot more simple. So I've just moved off the bridge for a few minutes. It's just started to get a little bit drizzly. So yeah, I've just sort of kept the camera dry and yeah, taking a little bit of refuge under here. So what have I been doing for the past 7 months? Has it been that long? Well, let's rewind to the last video I did. After I finished recording that video, got home, Sarah got told that her brother really wasn't well. We knew he hadn't been well over Christmas, but we didn't know how critical it was. And simply put, he died a few days later. And to top this off, you may have remembered in one of my previous videos, I'd asked Sarah to marry me, which obviously she said yes. However, when Nigel died, that gave us a week between the funeral and actually getting married. As you can imagine, quite a stressful time. Sarah, bless her, she took it all in her stride, and I think that's what she does best. We realised that with the planning for the funeral and then the wedding, it was going to be tight, but we kept to the date, the 7th of February. And the reason why we kept it to the 7th of February is because a bit of a tribute to Sarah's dad, who is no longer with us. God, this is sounding really depressing now, but it was his birthday, the 7th of February. So we thought it would be quite a bit of a moment to get married on his birthday. So after a complete and utter emotional roller coaster, I'm now a married man. I've got to be very, very still. I'm just doing a long exposure, and I'm just doing the same compositions I did before, but just with the 10-stop polarizing filter on the front. Feel very, very rigid, but as soon as I move, this bridge bounces the slightest movement. Anyway, I've got it set for a 2-minute long exposure, so yeah, we'll see what that turns out like. It's been a very long time since I've done any long exposure, and I think it's sort of come out of trend a little bit. I think what photographers are looking for now is round about a second long exposure, absolutely maximum when you shoot in water. Still gives the texture, still gives the colours, and yeah, you can sort of sense the movement. Where a long exposure, sort of 30 seconds or above, just sort of washes it all out a little bit. However, that said, I do enjoy returning back to them and shooting long exposure. I've got the 10-stop filter on now, and like I say, it's around about a 2-minute long exposure I'm doing, and yeah, it's giving some sort of unique looks. I say unique, they've all been done before, but yeah, it's never such a bad idea to go back, even if it is out of trend. So I'm moving away from this location now. I'm going to move back to where the car is and head further. I presume it's north from here. Yeah, there's another waterfall I want to shoot. So yeah, I'll explain a little bit more as we make tracks. So I was up to February on my little story, and yeah, just got married. So from then I took a few days off, and we ended up going up to Northumbria, Holy Island, and yeah, just having a bit of a mini honeymoon, if you like, and or a mini moon, as I've heard it called, which I quite like. So we went up to Northumbria. We've booked our full-on honeymoon all the way in October, and we're going into Switzerland, so that should be quite a good one. But anyway, yeah, after the wedding and after Nigel's funeral, yeah, things needed to calm down a little bit. So coming towards the end of winter into the beginning of spring, we were both quite tired. We'd had quite a lot to deal with. I think dealing with the wedding itself is quite a challenge, but obviously the funeral and everything else had just sort of taken over, really, I suppose. Work had become increasingly busy as well, and there was lots of things to deal with there. Lots of overtime available, so I yeah, rolled up my sleeves and helped out there quite a bit. When I left the house this morning, the sun was cracking the flags, and yeah, arrived into Wales a little bit drizzly, a little bit cooler, but it's gone muggy. It's gone really, yeah, humid and not pleasant. So that was kind of it all the way through spring and then into summer, I suppose. I just sort of took some time out. Sarah and myself just enjoyed our time together, a few days out, things like that, and yeah, started to settle down into married life. The problem is you come out for a day like today, it's a full day out shooting, and then it's a good 2 days editing, getting all the sound together, processing the images, things like that. So these aren't fast things to get out. I just love this dripping mossy wall in the background. It's yeah, something special. So over the past 12 months as well, I've taken up sketching and sort of understanding light through pencil drawing. Now these have all been black and white, and what I've been focusing on is parts of the body, parts of the facial structure, so the mouth, nose, eyes, that sort of thing, and maybe some ears as well, and just sort of sketching them and understanding how you can control the light from a sketch. Now whilst we're out today, I have no control over the light whatsoever, but as an artist, it's a sort of sketching and drawing, you create the atmosphere you want, and yeah, that's been quite a bit of a valuable lesson. I think with doing these sketches and sort of understanding light a lot more, I can come to areas like this and understand what the light is doing and where my focal point should be within the image, and sort of understand composition a little bit more, using light to sort of dictate what I've got. Another hobby I've taken up, and this is quite out there I think, and that's sailing. I've joined our local sailing club, and yeah, it was quite funny because Sarah and myself were having a bit of a conversation about how nothing really happens in Warrington. It's a bit of a should we say dead zone, to be polite, and we were sat on the banks of the River Mersey, and we were sort of just discussing how nothing ever really happens in Warrington apart from negative things. And as we were doing it, like I say, we're on the River Mersey, and I said, look at this whole area, none of it is utilised. The following weekend, Sarah was scrolling through Facebook and found a post from our local sailing club. It said they were looking for new members, and yeah, come down for this open day. Instantly fell in love with it. Got taken out by a couple of guys on this small sailing boat, and we just spent an hour and a half up and down the River Mersey. Those guys were just spending the time with us, and so much so I ended up joining the club, and yeah, I've gone out quite a few times with them now. The last time we ended up ditching the sailing boat, and we ended up, 3 of us, going out in a canoe, and we canoed from Penketh on the banks of the Mersey there, all the way down to a place called Hale Shore, which I've actually done a couple of vlogs from, and it was so interesting actually canoeing across the River Mersey, something I would never ever dream of doing. But going underneath the Gateway Bridge and the Jubilee Bridge and the old railway bridge was something to behold, and it was all going very, very well, all very, very well, until we're on our way back. You see, the problem was we got a little bit too confident. As we first stepped into this canoe, it was a little bit shaky and we were quite tense, but as we enjoyed our journey across the northwest, yeah, the confidence started to grow. We ended up stopping on one of the sandbanks as we were waiting for the tide to turn, and ended up spending the best part of an hour, had our lunch in the centre of the Mersey, something I've never done before. Now myself being the new guy, I was in the middle, and the two sort of experienced rowers, sailors, canoers, whatever you want to call them, they were either end of the boat, and yeah, we're doing really well. I was taking a few images of the Widnes Runcorn Bridge, the old Jubilee Bridge, as we sort of came underneath it, and then for whatever reason the canoe tipped left, took on about 10-15 gallons of water, and then all stability went out of this canoe, and we ended up in the deepest part of the Mersey, swimming across for the shore. Now luckily, the only personal belongings I brought was my iPhone 14, which is insured. Now obviously that went in the water, it was in my pocket, but I needed something to take some photographs with, and yeah, I managed to get a couple, but a lot of them, well, should we say, were destroyed. And if anybody's ever wondering whether an iPhone 14 Pro Max is waterproof, it's not. It really isn't. So that brings us up to near present day. So I've not been lazy, I've still been going out doing my photography, just not videoing it. I've been doing my sketching, I've been going out canoeing, sailing, those sort of things. Been out on the bike quite a bit, and working, and yeah, just sort of doing normal things, I suppose. But it's always been on the back of my mind that I need to come out and do another video soon, because I love doing these things. It's just got to be, you've just got to be in the right frame of mind, and I've not had the time to process them, come out, record them, do the images. I've just not had that luxury of that additional time. So today was that day. I've recently got the car serviced, the little TT that I'm in today, and I really wanted to give that a good blast out. It's been sort of parked up pretty much for 6 months, so I've got it serviced again, and spent quite a bit of money on it. Quite a lot of money actually, to get it back into a decent condition. So yeah, that's obviously that's this maiden voyage out for today, and I've really enjoyed coming out here and yeah, just smelling the smells, getting out here, hearing those sounds, listening to the water dripping behind me, listening to the birds, sort of seeing it all with your own eyes. It's splendid, and I've really missed it. And I've missed you guys as well. I've missed creating these videos. I find them fun, I find them interesting. It's just I've not had the time. Now I don't want to stand here and say, oh, by the way, I'm going to be promising a video every single week. I can't. My situation's changed quite a lot. I can't promise that. But on special moments like this, I'll be doing some videos. Woohoo! I love this place. Absolutely love it. I've just been sat here just working out a few more compositions. The sun's just come out and just ignited the waterfall really. Oh, it's so beautiful here. Absolutely stunning. This is how you know you're in love with the location. I've just been sat down on those rocks over there for the best part of an hour and a half, and I didn't realise how long I'd actually been sat there. I was just soaking it all in, taking some images, and yeah, just enjoying the location. Time is ticking on, and yeah, got to move on to the next location. Now, around here, where I go from now, it's a little bit restricted. You've got too many fences, obviously it's a bit of a safety hazard around here. And yeah, it just seems to be a little bit more, yeah, restricted. So I'm probably going to ignore that, carry on walking to one of my favourite bends in a river that I just love. And with this weather, we should get something quite interesting. So yeah, fingers crossed, and we'll keep plowing on. So the first time I came to this location, I saw a photographer down here, and I really couldn't work out what the composition he was going for. That said, every time I come, I have to come down here to try and work it. I think it's just one of those that, when you look at it at first hand, yes, you've got a nice pretty bridge that goes over the river, but when you actually look at it first hand, there's not a lot ready to be had. Certainly when you look around the rest of the area. But there's something slightly magical about it down here. I'm not really sure what it is. It just kind of works. probably at my last location here for today. It's just this river bend here. There's something about it here that's, yeah, lovely. I just love the way that the water cascades around this bend, and yeah, it just makes for quite a good image. Now, as I said before, I've not brought the 14 to 24mm out. I've just got the 24 to 70, so I'll probably do some panos, but I've done those before around here. I might just try and work something a little bit different. Now, the sun's in and out constantly. We've got, you can probably tell, we've got some dark clouds up there, we've got bright sunshine over here, so yeah, it sort of makes for something a little bit different, I think. Yeah, there's plenty to be had, so I'm just going to work this location for a bit and see what I can come up with. So I've just taken the last couple of images from this location. I'm going to wrap up, head towards the car and yeah, go home. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's been great having you along with me, and I do appreciate you guys sort of watching these videos and interacting as well. So yes, I've been out all this morning. I've thoroughly enjoyed actually being out and making a video, and I promise you I will make another video very soon. It may be in a week's time, it may be in a fortnight's time, who knows. It will be out when I can get out and actually get to a location like this. But being here this morning has just really opened my eyes again to what it's like to actually go out and actually create a video. Yes, it's hard work, but it's worth it. Anyway, from North Wales, it's time to say goodbye. All the best, take care. The next video will be out when it's out. Bye bye now.